the reason why I believe that you're not actually parents is because if you even break that word down, a pair that rents. Like a pair that rents.
To add that to the
the
proud
child
language list,
like a pair that rents a child.
which is true.
It is true.
You know what?
If we go
if you break that down even more, sorry.
Go on.
You say pair that rent. It's not even pair if you break it down again, you know, it's par.
It's a
Par
par.
rent. What do we say? How do we refer to par?
PAR.
No, but even
Like
if you say it, but say it as
par.
exactly,
It's a fob off.
right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a fob off
It is.
that rents.
And let's see how they do it.
Or they'll say par as in
Birth
father.
certificate. That's
birth
how they do it.
certificate,
So
yeah.
they tie you in through a birth certificate.
That's
if you
your
look on the
ownership.
bottom of it, it's a
Because you've got your, that's when
corporation.
you get your number.
And a corporation is a dead entity, corp,
It's not real.
oration.
It's not
So
even
it's
real.
corp of a verbal agreement. So
And then we get these corporations,
That then-
these people that create corporations. So when you actually attack the corporation, you're not attacking them.
it's a dead entity. So you can't attack them
It's
because
not a person.
they've tied you into the whole kind of attaching to your birth certificate. So that's why they say to you, if you don't sign a birth certificate, you could get in trouble, kind of thing.
Yeah,
What
because
did you do wrong?
You don't become
had a
the
kid.
person until that paperwork is signed in their
Yeah,
eyes.
but you don't. But it doesn't mean you're not a human being.
Yeah.
It's
You're,
that-
you're a human, but you're not
You're not
a person.
in
You're
the
not an
eyes of the
identity.
system. Then you sign up to the system, which is where social services, all these things. If you didn't, you wouldn't. They couldn't come to you and take your kids.
Yeah, but then
Because
they'll
you're-
also tell you that they can't help you,
Yeah.
and that's when you can't
That's
get
the
dealt
tie.
with the
It's
NHS.
a double-edged sword.
If anything's wrong with you,
You
we
can't get the
do
benefits of
anything.
the system, and they make you think that you can't survive with it. I haven't been to doctors for God's sake. Like, I don't really. If I think about it, I don't really need them.
No,
Only
you
time
actually
I
don't.
might need the NHS if I have like a
A major thing.
like break or something like that, because there's
And you
there's-
can't figure it out. But
Yeah.
you would only need them if you don't know what to do next.
But
There
then on the
are
flip
people-
side, when you've got links to people anyway, you might not even need them
Oh,
anyway.
yeah,
So
no.
you'll need an
So
individual.
you're right. You don't actually need them.
Yeah, it's that they've conditioned us to need them.
And it's that word need.
Yeah,
What do you need? I
You
need
don't-
air.
You want them.
I need water.
Yeah.
You think you need the NHS. You don't.
Yeah.
Because and this is the thing with school or the system, if they taught you what you needed, you would
wouldn't
know
need-
you don't
wouldn't
need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's so mad.
The only thing we need is educate outside of water, air, and anything else, it's education.
Not indoctrination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
once you're
it's the
educated,
indoctrination.
you learn everything you need to know, and from what you haven't learned, someone else would have. So then you share the information, you gain the information, and then that's like same way you're saying with the NHS. If you know someone that's a nurse, she's trained in that field, she's got the education. You got a doctor, he's trained in that field.
But they're
now,
not.
all you need to do.
But they're not trained
but I'm,
in
but I'm
the-
saying if
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're educated in certain
Oh, yeah,
areas,
yeah, in areas, yeah, yeah.
right, and then they know how to deal with your break.
But they're not
you
even-
don't need the
'cause,
NHS.
like-
You need just to speak to someone
Wait,
who
wait,
knows how
wait,
to
wait. So
deal
wait.
with that.
We're just going.
Yeah.
So look here. Why would a people who have been indoctrinated, being doctors, nurses, and stuff like that, why would they do what's right for you when they're indoctrinated?
That's the
But
problem.
remember, they're
So you got
indoctrinated
you
to
got the
think that they're
theory
doing it.
versus you got
Yeah.
the moral. So there's certain doctors who are like
Morals,
who
right?
are
So
working
you
on a moral,
separated
and they're
that.
like, yo, this doesn't feel right based on what I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you've got others who are in fear,
Yeah.
who won't question. Like, so for instance, I've spoken to doctors and they're like, oh yeah, but I'm like in the coronavirus, busy? Yeah, busy. Okay. Who makes the decisions? People above me. But why if you're a doctor? You trained all this,
And the
surely.
people above you probably aren't even doctors anyway.
And they're probably not doctors.
And this is
that's
going to
the
be a
problem.
big blow.
and they're not qualified within
Yeah.
the field.
And this is going to be a big blow to people who go to uni and work their arse off to get
Listen.
the credentials from the very same people who wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. The only reason why you're in that position is because you're paying.
They're trying
that-
to
You're
reinforce
basically putting
sickness.
yourself in debt.
No, they're
See that
reinforcing
gem right
sickness.
there?
Yeah.
See that term, right? If you take it out of that, I went to uni, I got my degree, right? I've been in a job.
Congratulations.
I got a job and I realised I was actually more qualified than some of the managers.
Dead.
Right?
See?
Now, this is the thing though. Someone actually said to me one day, oh, but why did you do that? Technically, you're more qualified. I said, no. I said, don't ever get it twisted. I have more paperwork than they do.
Paperwork.
Yeah? I have signed credentials
To add to your CV.
Right? That I'm more qualified. I said, what makes me more qualified than a person that's been doing this job for 25 years?
A person.
Yeah? And then they were like, yeah, but I said, no. They've been there from then to now to see the changes. Yeah? I may have different methods that might work, but those methods didn't come from me sitting in that classroom. Those methods came from me as an individual paying attention to things and paying attention to people, because that's who I am as a person and as a character, and that's the way I do things. So I find the best way, because I've been into jobs and they're like, oh, how did you do that? We've been trying to do this for time and we didn't get through. I said, well, did you try this first? You know what? Forget what you tried. What didn't you try first? Is my question, yeah? That's my way of working. So that's my way around things. But if you've been in it for 25 years, I can't come along and say because I've done a degree I'm more qualified.
Sorry, T. Can I ask this? If the system's built on lies, why do people expect people to act real?
It's because they're indoctrinated.
There's always, the thing is, there's always, as we say, we are all working in somewhat on plantation still, right? So we're still within this system, but you have a sense through building relationships, you can see more real people, right? But the problem is we're all, like with the NHS, for instance, like although a lot of people's intention might be quite pure, the system intention is not to tell. It's like, you know, like if you send out the police on a mission or an army on the mission, you're not going to, in the army, there's a rule, you do not tell the ground workers what the mission is. Because if they know, they have to start thinking morally, wait, is this in line with my values? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing in the NHS, is whether it's moral or not, we just have to follow the rules because we've been trained to teach people what the rules are, right? But the rules are, what they should know is the rules is to get you sick, because then they've got a financial gain, which is feed you the medicine that they, because that's what it is to get you sick.
So
fear, whether it's
if it's tobacco is one of the biggest industries.
Tobacco,
they know
alcohol,
they'll put on the
coffee.
box. No, but they'll put
coffee,
on the box. Smoking kills.
They get you sick. Food, they get you sick. Oh,
Yeah, but they
then
don't-
when you're in
they
there,
don't
they
push it as much,
lengthen treatment. They lengthen it.
yeah,
So we know certain medicines, tribally, culturally, that can heal you so quickly, literally.
real
Like
medicine.
I got
From the
when I got
earth.
stabbed, they told me I wouldn't walk again. I healed in 6 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
That was from
what they don't do
tribal
though,
medicine.
is they don't push it in a certain way. It's the way that they put it this way. If you put on a box of 20s, yeah, smoking kills with a horrible picture, people are gonna go, oh,
No, what we're
look at
gonna
this.
do is say,
But-
I want that.
But what I'm gonna say, yeah, but then you're gonna look at the picture.
That's
and
how
go,
that's how
"Ah,
beautiful it is.
disgusting."
Is they're
This
giving
is-
you something that they're telling you kills you, but it's your choice.
But they have it. They do
And-
it in such a way because what they've done is they've waited. How many years has cigarettes been out? Yeah, you're putting it only out now because we're trying to do this healthy living crap. Yeah. Now what you're gonna do is say, oh my gosh, look, your heart could look like this, your lungs could look like this. Yeah, my lungs could look like
But
this.
you know
That's
what it
so
is?
disgusting. Let me just turn the box over.
They
and
have to
see
do
it.
certain things because there is a risk if you don't. So
Right.
there is a risk of
But
where
what I'm
people
saying
wake up
is-
with morals and go, nah, we're done with this. So they have
But
to.
Jay, they're not minimizing. They're
and
not
this is what they're
stopping.
doing with everything, with Black Lives Matter. We know they don't really care about black people, but they have to conform. Otherwise, they know the power that is in the people will overthrow most of you governments. So they have to go, oh yes, we support it, because they realize, no, you've never seen a level of protest that global before. So they realize, oh shit, the people know their power. But what happened? As soon as we say, yeah, we support all the corporations, everyone everyone supports Black Lives Matter, the dies down. There's no energy against to fight us now. Now we can carry on with what we're doing.
Let me ask you,
It's a mind.
What's a person again?
A person is a non-human entity
Right.
treated as a human entity.
Right. So, right. Remember what I said about people just being dead people.
Yeah.
So, and I'm talking about like society being based on a lie, but people moving like, oh, I expect you to be real and honest. How can you expect a dead person to be real?
When they don't know.
Because if you identify as your name, you are identifying as a dead person. not a human, not the actual being itself. You identify as the stock,
Yeah, as the cargo.
product, as the cargo. So how can you possibly expect a person to treat you like you're real or keep it real with you when this person's dead?
Yeah.
They're an agent. So they are supposed to reinforce the lie that society's put on them, because that's all they know and that's all they want to know. Because to actually say, oh shit, I'm dead, I want to be alive, is gonna rock your whole world.
Yeah. And that's the power, is when you do, and it's weird because as soon as like the stuff we've seen, when you begin to understand the difference, you become alive, because you're like, shit.
You become alive.
Oh.
And being alive is very much so being aware.
That
and
is the
being
key.
present
There
in the
you go.
moment.
Mhm.